Hey guys, I'm just gonna do a quick little update video. Everything that's going on with the pond, the new pond build, and the aquariums. So yeah, stand by for the rest of the video, guys. Well, here we are at the new pond site. As you can see, I got my trench dug for my bottom drain. When I got right about there, I spent most of the time cutting roots out. As you can see, there's a lot of little roots there. There's a big root right next to it. There's a little bush tree thing right there. But I did not want to go through the fence and leave that wide open, allowing an easy entry for groundhogs, raccoons, and whatever else, since I've worked so hard to keep the things out of here. So here we are over at the pond. As you can tell, water's nice and clear. Fish are doing good, parameters are good. In the conclusion of the video, I'll explain to you what I'm doing a little differently. I've given up on trying to get the pH down. I'll explain to you the two reasons why I've just decided it's not the best option. So I'll explain to you what's going on in the conclusion of the video. So stand by for the rest of it, guys. Here we are at the 29-gallon aquarium. Everything's going good here. As you can tell, the fish are doing good, full of plenty of energy. And then here's the 55. Again, everything going good here. As you know from the last few videos, we were having a little bit of a nitrate problem, and I made some changes to that. And I'll let you know how that battle's going in the conclusion of the video. Well, hey guys, as you can see, the new pond isn't coming along very fast. A couple reasons. Pretty much for the last 2 weeks, we've had rain on most days. So, as you'll know, I've mentioned in a few videos, a lot of my soil composition is clay. When it gets wet, everything's just slimy, slick. Just a pain in the butt, for lack of a better term. So, even though I'm not getting rain in the pond area, the area between the pond and the garage, that's where I had driven the excavator to get a lot of that dirt out of there. Well, it's just slimy as can be. So there's no way we can, I don't know what you want to say, effectively or conveniently get any of this work done without slipping, sliding around. So I had to wait for a few nice days, so that all dries out. But like I said, I did get that trench dug. I do got some of the PVC bought. Little odds and ends, just doing what I can, even though the weather's crappy. On the pond, and again, as you'll know if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, I have struggled with pH in my pond for at least the last year. And I've tried everything from pH down to scrubbing algae to just, the list goes on and on. Well, testing my source water for about the last 2 weeks, it's above 10. It's 10.4, 10.5. So what I decided to do is try the pH down. And I gave it a good solid week of testing it every day, dosing it according to the instructions, and it was helping bring the pH down. However, upon more testing and research and thinking, my pH was coming down, but my swings were becoming more drastic. So in, morning time, my pH would be around 7.8, 7.9. By the end of the night, it'd be at almost 9. So we're talking a full point swing in pH. By midday, it had already gone up, 0.6, 0.7. So I did my water parameter tests. And after a week of dosing with the pH down, I noticed, or I think I figured out what's going on. The only thing that pH down is doing is attacking my KH. It is all but wiping out my KH. So out of the tap, I usually run about 80 parts per million. When I tested it after a week of dosing with pH down, I was at like 40, 37 or 40. I can't remember exactly where it was at on the scale, but 37 or 40. If your KH is that low, you're gonna have drastic pH swings. So I decided I'm done messing around with the pH down. I'm going with the good old-fashioned baking soda. I'm gonna keep my KH at around 200 parts per million. So last week, that's what I've been doing, is slowly building up my KH back to 200 parts per million. And my pH swings are 8.3 to 8.7, 8.8. I'll take a half a point all day, every day. In the morning, like I said, right now, it's fairly early in the morning. My pH is like 8.37. At the end of the day yesterday, it was right at about 8.8. 8.79 to 8.83, so about 8.8. And I'm okay with that. Again, keeping it consistent. The fish are doing good. The fish are healthy. I'm really not too worried about getting the perfect pH. Again, just keeping it consistent. As for the aquariums are doing good. As you know, I had nitrate spiking every couple days. Nitrate, sorry, spiking every couple days. It'd go from 40 to 60 to 160. In 2 days, I'd have to do a water change. Every 2 days, I was doing a 10 to 20% water change. So I made some changes to the biofilters, as you guys seen in the other video, and now it seems to spike at about 60. It never gets below 40 yet, but again, I don't expect it to. The beneficial bacteria has a long way to go yet, but it is definitely slowing down the amount of nitrate that's getting pumped back into the water. So it seems to be working. That one's same thing. They're identical, which is good. So I do think that adding that pre-filter to this one and adding some smaller biomedia, slowing down the flow, is definitely helping. No traces of ammonia, no traces of nitrate. So give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna go get the results from the fish measuring that I did, and we'll finish this video up. All right, guys, so a couple weeks ago, and I had meant to put this information on the last couple videos, but again, being caught up in the new pond, trying to figure all that stuff out, I kept spacing it. So you guys know I have an 8-foot by 8-foot square pond. The only thing I ever had for a net was the first one I had got, and it's the Tetra pond net. I think it's about 17 inches across by about yay deep, and it kind of has like almost like a spade shape to it. So that's the only net I've had. Some time ago, I had tried to net one of the fish with no success. I mean, with that small of a net, it was impossible. So I ended up buying a seine net and putting some PVC tubes on it so I could at least bring them into a smaller group and net them out. Well, it worked, but it still was very chaotic and very stressful on the fish. So this long story is being told for this reason. Guys, buy yourself a 30-inch hoop net, whatever you want to call it, koi net, with a nice extendable telescopic pole. After I had gotten the fish out, got them all inspected this spring, and got them all measured with my seine net and my Tetra net, and how big of a pain in the butt it was, I went ahead and ordered me a big net. I just bit the bullet. And yesterday, I wanted to just see, okay, is this going to be easier? I was able to pick out one of my fish, I put the net in, and within a minute, I had the fish in, brought him into me. He was able to stay sitting in the net because it's one of those shallow hoop net or shallow koi nets. And I was able to look at him and then just lower the net and let them back in the water. It was very stress-free for both me and the fish. So highly recommend getting a good, big, quality koi net. You will thank me for it. So here's what we have for the measurements. And after I give the measurements, I'll go on into explaining why I decided to corral them all, give them an inspection, and measure them. So the Gormo, he was 14 inches. Okay, he's doing all right. The Sankey, he's also 14 inches. What I used to think was a butterfly Kohaku, after getting them out, inspecting them, looking them over, I'm 99% sure it's not a Kohaku. I'm pretty sure it's a Harawaki. So yeah, I learned something. But he was, or she was, 10 inches. The Platinum Butterfly was 8. The plain Jane one, I have no idea what kind it is. He is 9 inches. The Matsuba is 13. The Ogon is 10. And then the little black guy that was sick, I think it's some style of an Ochiba, I'm not sure. He was in that 7 to 8 range as well. So the reason I took them all out, gave them a good inspection, is because in the springtime, everything's starting to come back to life, and that includes your bacteria and your parasites. So it's kind of good practice, if you can, to give them a good look over. If your pond is situated as such where you can have some visual looks at them without having to net them, that's a plus. The thing is, with my pond, I really don't have any angles to see the entire fish. Only, a little bit of the sides and the top. You might get some stuff going on the underbelly, around some of the fins, that you wouldn't be able to see just from looking at them in the water. So it's just good practice to get used to corralling them up, giving them an inspection. And I did definitely want to get a measure on them, because this year, hopefully, I can get a good 6 to 8 inches out of my big boys once I get them into the new pond. Got the auto feeder up, so I'm hoping that they'll grow pretty good this year. So other than that, guys, like I said, I don't have much to show you on the pond progress. Price of wood and just the rain, the weather has really put a damper on getting as far as I wanted to get on it. So as always, guys, thanks for all the new subscribers. Shout out to Andy. I think him giving me a shout out on his channel about the Owasi skimmer has definitely brought the numbers up a little bit. So big thank you to him. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscribers. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to post them. I will be getting up a email that will be linked to TheKoiAddiction. So if you had any questions that you maybe weren't comfortable posting because you didn't want people to think weird of you, like that you're a beginner, you should know that, etc., etc. You know how the internet can be. Got some real jerks out there. So but yeah, I will be getting that email up. So if you guys had any questions you didn't feel like posting in a public forum, you could definitely ask on the email. So hopefully on the next video I'll have that information for you. But that's all I got, guys. So as always, keep on improving, keep on investing, and we'll catch you guys on the next video, and hopefully we'll have something done on the pond by then. Maybe I can record some of it, but me being the one guy, it's really hard to record it and get some stuff done. So we'll talk to you guys on the next video. Later.